I won't do a big document spiel like last time. Basically, I'll just say we finally got the conversation between you and Takeshi where you says that she's trying to figure out what happened to her dad. That finally did happen, although it happened almost a day late. Happened the next day, but happened the morning of the next day as opposed to the afternoon of the previous day. Um, the conversation between Tsugumi and Sora, where Tsugumi gives Sora a bunch of questions, right? If you remember Tsugumi's list of questions, not really a list of questions, a list of statements. Um, like, I am single and I probably will remain that way. And I am actually 23 years old and I am actually a man. And those questions, that is likely not going to happen. The reason why that was important is because that tells you that Sora knew that it was possible for Tsugumi to be 23 years old. Anyway, I'll just keep reading. So I presume this one I have about an hour to do, and I presume because we've already done kick the can, getting towards the end of day two, so we're going to go into day three. Now the plot of this Xbox remake is a little different than the original, um, and in this little bit different plot, they are so slowly making their way across the moon to get to Casimir, which is a submarine that they can use to get out, supposedly. However, this is a bit weird because, yes, you would think that in order to make this end similar to how the original ends, they're actually going to get into Casimir eventually. They're actually going to get into the submarine. However, the circumstances by which they would get into that submarine and how they would discover it would be completely different. And they're not necessarily just kind of waiting around and taking 6 days to just messing around like in the original because just no help is coming and there's no way out. They have this idea that they're going to use Casimir to get out. What they're stalled at is because they keep encountering these hiccups trying to actually get to Casimir and Lemu. And part of this is that Lemu seems so much bigger than it does in the original. So, like, you have to take this big multi-day journey across it, where the characters are getting tired just walking through Lemu. Whereas the original was like the remaining portions of Lemu were a very small place. You can go from from one room to another if you ran, probably less than a minute. Um, in this case, we have these big like odysseys going across the setting, and it's quite a bit different feel. Anyway, so why I was mentioning up this big feel and these odysseys and stuff is what's going to happen, which I hopefully will get to in this recording. There's something that's going to happen at the beginning of day three, and that's going to kind of. And because I know it's going to happen, I know how they're going to shape that. They're going to fold that into the Xbox remake. They're going to make it into just another thing that creates a very big stall. It's going to make it hard for them to get out of Lemu. That's how it's going to. That's the effect it's going to have in this case, I believe. We'll see how they write a slightly different variation. All in all, though, I mostly like the way the original did things better than this remake is doing things. There are things that are slightly more entertaining in the remake. For example, Tsugumi falling asleep. Right? It's not like it's 100% messing it up, but I like the original better in general. Um, just for reference, as far as what I see like so far. So I probably won't like the version of the scene that I keep vaguely referring to as much as I liked the version of the original, but we'll see. Probably not going to have like the choices with the valves because I'm noticing that this Xbox remake has a much 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 leaner choice density. There just is not as many choices. Um, the uh, the original made you make way more choices. So let me hit the translate button on this again. It won't change the translation. It'll just get rid of that extra black stuff on the right there. Afterwards, I returned to the restroom. There was no one there, and this would only be for people who are watching this don't really speak English very well. I don't know why you get this far in my videos if you don't speak English very well because you have a hard time understanding them. But just for those people, those like international people, restroom in English means the same thing as bathroom or lavatory. So if we have a room whose purpose is for resting, then we would tend to call it the break room. I mean, you could contrive something, you could call it the resting room or the recreation room, but break room is like the term we usually use. Um, so this is the machine translator, it doesn't know any better. But if I was like a real person translating this to English, I gotta pause the encoding because they're gonna get some printer noise here. It's gonna interrupt things. I would translate it to break room. So I've got to pause for a second. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Almost everyone is already in their beds. I'm gonna try to adjust. Maybe try to adjust the. If I make it too sensitive, if I make it more sensitive, it recognizes the characters better. But there's very low contrast in the. I can use a backlog screen. That can help me. There's very low contrast in these text boxes, which makes the OCR just a particularly big headache compared to potentially even other games. Um, there. Whoa, I didn't do that right. I have to go on to the next line of text. Uh, then I can get it in the backlog. Now it's doing the same recognition problem. It's this kanji right here that's just good. This is and both of them actually. Um, well, it's the same kanji. It's actually the same kanji both times, and it's misrecognizing it as a different kanji both times. Okay. Um, that just might be a problem child as far as translations are concerned. But I get what the line's supposed to mean, so it's basically everyone is already in their beds. Okay, I'm gonna increase the sensitivity because that's just a nightmare. It's annoying is that my preview on my sensitivity adjusting screen is different than the actual capture. So it look like the sensitivity is actually like not as high as it actually is. Um, it's still messing up those ones. I'll boost. I'm gonna try to get this line because I don't know what those nouns are, right? I don't know what the coffee and the tea are actually supposed to be. Okay. So now I've decreased the sensitivity to try to get the fuzz out. There we go. Um, I took a shower and then had a cup of coffee milk. So really weird katakana language. Then we headed to the bed for the day. Or I did, that is. Opened the double doors. I opened the double doors of the relief room. I guess that's how they're translating that. The infirmary is what they translated to in the original. It looks the same as yesterday, but I go to a different bed than yesterday. I assume it's a different room. Lemieux has multiple of these recompression chambers in it, just as it now has multiple warehouses and multiple infirmaries and multiple control rooms. Although in the original, the the security office did act kind of like a second control room. It was dim inside because the lights were not on. Again, machine translator, a human would say the lights were off, of course. Look around to see Coco and you still awake and amiably peering into their cell phones. Gonna run on your face again, are they? The boy was already sleeping. As usual, there was no sign of Tsugumi. Sky probably won't rest. So Sora probably won't rest here. I actually read the sky. Crawled into the empty bed that was unobstructed. I closed my eyes. I close my eyes. The empty dialogue graces my brain. Looked like I all recognized all the characters not correctly. There's this character is a little bit of a problem right here. Um, so that might not be entirely correct. And I don't reckon know if I knew the characters, then I could kind of like I could correct the sentence, but I don't know the characters, so I don't know what probably dialogue is supposed to actually be. 'Cause that's probably the word that's wrong. I believe this is actually this one's eyes. I know that one. This one looks like Sora. This one looks like Sky, which is interesting.
誰かに見られることによって初めてそこに存在しているんだなって。
I think that it is only when someone sees me that I exist there. Right, and this is a variation on if you close your eyes, I disappear. Right, because it used to in the original Sora was only an image, and if you close your eyes, if you kind of like close your eyes halfway down, she would disappear. Um, in the Xbox remake, she's actually an interception into the optic nerve. So she is not projected onto the retina even. So if you close your eyes, you could still be there, like, you could still see her in theory. So they had to vary the line a little bit.
誰も見ていなければ私はそこに存在していないんだなって。
If no one's seeing me, I don't exist. I believe the there is probably there in the Japanese. It's just that in English you would omit it, so we just stop it exist. Is someone watching us? Um, it turned out in the original that yes, someone was actually watching them, but it was kind of unclear how intently they were, because those people, which we'll learn about later, seemed to know that Tsugumi was trapped in Lamu. They knew who one of the people trapped was. And that person, and Tsugumi wouldn't have had any friends or family to report her missing, so they would have to have known, like, they couldn't have known she was trapped because of a report. They would have had to know by being able to see into Lamu and watching. Of course, Sora is also watching them. Sora does some voyeurism. Or is no one watching? What happened to our existence when no one is watching? Well, have you heard of the phrase "I think, therefore I am"? You are always watching yourself, are you not? Such awareness also sank quietly into the darkness at some point. Dot 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 dot. The universal amongst all languages. We understand each other, don't we, when we speak dot 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 dot. Is that time remaining? I presume. Anyway, we're on to day three. Waking up from the madness. Introduced to so yeah, these katakana here say ma, but they're not in the original. So it's just waking up. Light shines through the eyes, and that light reaches consciousness. It's a very circuitous way to say that. Light shined into my eyes and it woke me up. The desire to sleep twice involuntarily closes the eyelids. Well, this is relatable. However, a momentary flash of light awakens his consciousness. Ah, you're up. I presume that is you. Although I didn't hear a voice line. Which means that is broken or something? I let out all the air in my lungs at once and opened my eyes and raised my upper body. Even in this situation, you'd want to sleep twice. Yeah, heroin is probably this symbol which got messed up in the OCR process because it's really fine and delicate. So, and probably if you were a human translator, you wouldn't translate it as sleep twice. You would try to translate it as sleep again, right? But again and twice might be like the same words in Japanese. You can't be aware of any crisis until it is right in front of you. Is that what people are like? I look at the time on my cell phone while thinking about this. Actually, my translation box, 7:44 a.m. Okay. Whoops, I don't need to translate that. What am I doing? What a katakana. This will give the translator trouble. Time limit for the collapse of Lemu is 138 hours and 16 minutes. This bow got turned into a pobo, which is going to mess up the translation. Still rubbing my dazed head, I look around. I guess it didn't. All the beds in sight were empty. Everyone is up to their eyeballs in embarrassment, but no one is there. This is this a chi? Um, ah, forget which one that is, but it got a little bit of a extra superscript on it, so a lot of kanji got messed up there. Let me try to adjust that one. That one is not nice. see if I can translate that better. Everyone has already woken up and no one is there. That's better. Hell, I better get up. Even if there is a time limit left, you never know what kind of accidents might happen before then. Oh, you'll find out. Oh yeah, here we go. Day 3. Dritte Tag. You gotta know your German too, not just your Japanese. Okay, so something written in katakana that's no, that hopelessly got like doubled characters and stuff, and wrong superscripts. Wash their faces and wash away the drowsiness that clings to them. Theoretically, I could have sounded out the katakana to try to figure out what the word was. Looking into a broken mirror. As I emphasized a couple times now in this. So I know this is multiple restrooms, like real English restrooms in the original in this remake probably just as like there are multiple infirmaries and multiple warehouses and multiple, you know, main offices and stuff. So the mirror has to be broken in all of them in order for him to never be able to see his own face. Him not being able to see his own face is very important, though. The backlog here. Um, e, that first character is. Then it's Imarimi. Su? No. Yeah, I don't. I don't memorize my. I don't remember my katakana. Because I was somewhat concerned about my face, perhaps because of the rakuga that was done yesterday. Is rakuga just graffiti? Does it just translate to graffiti, or does it specifically refer to drawing like anime or manga eyes on somebody? Like a specific kind of graffiti. But I can't check it with a broken mirror. I mean, it must be pretty broken. Ma. Well, okay, it's like Ma. E-car or whatever. I entered the room. I could see Coco and the boy. Um, Sora is missing. Cause like I know Sora's in the sentence because there's symbols right there, right? It's Coco, Sora, and the boy. Um, and then this kanji got messed up, but doesn't seem like that had too bad of an effect. As usual, there's no sign of Tsugumi. Why is Tsugumi with everyone? That's Isho. I wonder why Tsugumi doesn't. That Isho is the wrong kanji problem, so let me reduce the sensitivity. Let me translate. Get some of that noise out of there. It's like not responding to me. I say, Hmm. Did I not change the settings? My stuff broken again? There we go. The kanji still got messed up. Yeah, each show is probably something to do with just like the recreate the break room. I looked at everyone in the room with that thought in mind. Coco, you, Sora, and the boy were in the middle of some conversation.
ねえ、やらないトランプ。
Don't you do it? Trump?
トランプ
Trump?
トランプか。そうね。一丁やるか。
Is this the mental guts thing? Cards. Let's play some cards. So is Trump just like the word for cards in Japanese?
何をやるんですか？
Ew.
うんとね、うんとね、そうだな。
Machine translator cannot deal with this untone, um, rune dana, something udana. I can't deal with it. Which I don't know what it's. If you're someone who's native Japanese speaker would know what Coco's saying here, but
じゃあ、スーパーメクリンチョは？
she says that a lot. And I don't know what it is. Oh, what about super memory?
スーパー。
Super.
めくりんちょって何
What's that?
私の内部データベースにもありませんが。
I don't even have it in my internal database.
あれ知らないの？スーパーメクリンチョ。
What? You never heard of super memory? Which the machine translator translates to super flipping, which also kind of makes sense. You, the boy, and Sora looked at each other.
嘘だよ。絶対知ってるはずだってば。
See if I know what it is. You're lying, I'm sure you know.
タケピョン。ねえ、タケピョンは知ってるでしょ？
Takepyon. You know Takepyon, don't you? They originally gave me a choice. Do I answer I know or I don't? Coco noticed that I was in the room. She asked me abruptly. Let's see, that's super memory, playing cards, right? I went through my dim memories to search my mind. Yeah, we get to. So they do keep in that choice. So yeah, I get to say no or I don't. I believe this choice is neutral for the branches. Somehow I know. Probably not. Yeah, I know because I've played Never 7. That's how I know. Suddenly, something gaued in the back of my head. Um, by the way, in the original, you say you know because you're faking knowing. It's not because you actually know. I guess they're gonna make this all deep or something, where he actually somehow knows. But The original question was fake it or not. At that moment, the information I was looking for popped into my head. Of course I know that. Somehow I knew about supermemory at that time. Isn't doing it. It's another name for mental guts. I don't know, for some reason they translated that as nervous breakdown, because they recognized the kanji wrong, actually. Do you want some help? I'll help you put cards in order. Yes, please. Went over to Coco's side and tried to accept the playing cards for beauty. I went over to Coco's side and accepted the playing cards. It's probably the better
ちょ
one.
っと待ちなさいよ。
Wait a minute.
これがスーパーメクリンチョなの？
Is this super memory? You're not good at this super memory?
苦手とか得意とかそういう問題じゃないっての。
It's not a matter of being bad at something or being good at something.
もしかして。
What could it be? You really don't know, do you?
さっぱり。
A machine translator has a hard time with that word. It probably just means nothing.
検索0件です。
Zero results.
うん。
Whatever that is. What? You who knows even unimportant things doesn't know? Make reference to the Bermuda Triangle.
どうでもいいよなって何よ。知らないものはしょうがないじゃない。
It's the Bermuda Triangle thing where the authors tried to put Uchikoshi, but they didn't realize that the random tidbits you put in have to be plot relevant to make a good imitation. What do you mean? I don't care what I don't know. What do I care that I don't know? I don't care. Had a hard time with that.
そうなんだ。結構有名なゲームだと思ったんだけどな。
Basically, it's supposed to be like, what do you mean I care about unimportant things? But like unimportant kind of got confused with don't care and stuff. Anyway. See, I thought it was a pretty famous game.
まあいいや。
Yeah.
簡単なルールだから教えてあげるよ。
It's a simple rule, I'll teach you. Who shuffles the playing cards with a brilliant hand.
まずね、よく切ったトランプを。
First of all, hey, we'll cut playing cards. Which might mean deal. Alternatively, saying this, Coco spread out the playing cards in a in a manner such that they did not overlap. I don't know where Deep L is getting the profanity from, but
そしたらじゃんけんをして、負けた人から順番にカードをめくるのね。
then we play rock, paper, scissors on the loser, and the loser turn over their cards in turn, right?
こういう風に1枚めくったらもう1枚めくるみたいな感じで。
Like this, we turn over one card, turn over the other card, like this.
で、もしもこの2枚のカードが同じ数だったら、そのカードはめくった人のものになるの。
You get a match, you keep the cards. If the two cards have the same numbers, then the card belongs to the person who turned them over.
簡単でしょ？
It's easy, isn't it?
そのゲームは私の知識上では神経衰弱に該当するのですが。
Game, to my knowledge, falls under the category of I don't know which one it's translating to nervous breakdown. It's either mental guts or concentration. This kanji's getting messed up, so it's kind of making it so it turns out. That's right, Coco gave a nerve-wracking explanation to someone who asked.
ピロピロピンポンドーン。おへ？
Bunch of nonsense stuff here. This ha. You cast a mysterious spell. He's gonna be like, isn't that called concentration?
違う！
No, no.
どっからどう見ても、それってピロピロピンポンドーンじゃないの。
I don't care how you look at it. That's just puro poom pong don, isn't it? Yeah, in the English one, they decided to do this. And this might be like they might have used this to make the fan translation Ever17, like in retrospect, where it's where it's concentration, mental guts, or super memory. Super memory did come from the Japanese, but it looks like concentration and mental guts did not. Because what is puro pim pom don? That's like written out in like hiragana, and it doesn't have a translation, it appears. However, this hiragana here, like, it's doing bo po instead of just bo. So I might be messing it up. And the long vowel might be messing it up too. There's like a long vowel to emphasize accent. What are you talking about?
違うよ。スーパーめくりんちょだよ。
Super memory.
違うわ。ピロピロピンポンドーンよ。
Machine translator does not know what to do with puro him hon pon don or whatever.
それって神経衰弱ではないんですか？
Isn't that a nervous breakdown?
スーパーめくりんちょ。
He's gonna say super memory.
違うわ。ピロピロピンポンドーン。
Same thing again.
神経衰弱ですよね。
Okay, finally something different. I know. An eclectic mix. Well, that kanji got messed up. A little bit more sensitive. Nope, same thing happened. I presume it's just supposed to translate to an impasse. But it's, yeah, going to some very weird things as opposed to impasse. What in the world? Yeah, I have a really hard time with this particular symbol. Keeps getting messed up. But this is a nervous breakdown, right?
スーパーがないよ。
This is super memory.
ドーンが大事なの。
You says something different.
神経衰弱とは体、精神の過労を誘発するゲームなんでしょうか。
Nervous breakdown is a game that induces that okay. Induces physical and mental retardation. Well. Takeshi says, well, I'm super duper overworked, so I'll just go to...
スーパーが入ってるからいいよ。 こっちも
Because
ドーンが入っているならいいわ。
he's just like, that's why it's called super memory. And then you says, it's got a little bit of doo-doo in it. That's good too.
スーパードーン過労って何？
What is super duper overwork? I don't know what any of this means really. What is it really? I don't know. I mean, how did that even come up?
蔵なりが悪いわね。
Sorry, Kuranari. What are you apologizing for? Why is that?
みんなでご飯作ったけど、タケピョン起きてこないから、それまでなんかしようってことになったんだよ。
We all made dinner together, but Takepyo didn't show up, so I decided to do something until then.
それじゃあ、寝ぼすけくんも起きてきたことだし、朝ごはんにしましょうかね。
So, like, we were all gonna... Well then, now that Sleepyhead is up and right, let's have breakfast, shall we? So it's like, we were gonna have breakfast together, but you weren't awake, so we decided to do super memory instead. And then you finally awoke, so now we'll have breakfast. Okay.
スーパーメクリンチョしないの？
Not going to do super memory?
それはまた今度ね。
See you next time. Or we'll do it next time.
もうタケピョンが起きてくるのが早いからスーパーメクリンチョできなかったじゃない。
You couldn't do the super memory because Takepon was getting up too fast. It's like, get angry at me for getting up late and complain about me for getting up early. So that's what I'm supposed to do then. Get up really early. The breakfast prepared by you and her friends was hot dogs with just the right amount of mustard. course, the original Takeshi does all this stuff, but he doesn't in this one for some reason. And the original You Can't Cook, like when she tries to cook the tuna sandwiches, it turns into this burnt mess. Papaquitos. What? The frankfurters inside are a pleasant fallacy to the ear when lightly nibbled with the teeth, and the thick gravy overflows. Well, that's not quite right, but I get the point. Yum. It was worth all the hard work to get here, just to be able to enjoy the delicious food. I was thinking about that as I sipped on a hot dog. Sipped on a hot dog. I guess sipped and nibbled are like the same word in Japanese or something. Washery. Really? Was supposed to be eating noises. The number of hot dogs which had been prepared in a reasonable amount of time was quickly dwindling. And Sugumi's gonna get brought up. While I was slowly tasting book one, you had eaten book three and four. While I was slowly eating one, you had already eaten three to four.
ラスト、もうら一頭。
But Shinori Yu was not necessarily characterized as a super fast eater. That was Tsugumi, who would just shove stuff down. Last one is in Yu's hand. I was aiming for that. I haven't had enough to eat yet. I looked at the table next to me and saw a plate with several hot dogs still on it. There's more, isn't there? I have to reach for that plate when.
タケピョン、そっちは食べちゃダメ。
Takepyo, don't eat that one. It's cursed. That's for Tsugumi, right?
それはつぐみんの分なんだよ。
Is that a no? That's for Tsugumi. Sorry, I didn't realize that. By the way, Tsugumi hasn't come yet. Where is she? I wonder where she
もう
is.
つぐみんの分まで食べようとするなんて、タケピョンの食いしん坊。
I can't believe you're trying to eat Tsugumi's share, Takepyon.
食いしん坊？
This means food, so it's something to do with food.
そうだそうだ、食いしん坊。
Yu talks with her mouth full. No, Yu, I don't want you to tell me what to do. Oh, that's okay. I sipped the can of coffee I was about to drink. But it was delicious, especially the frankfurters. Inside were supreme. the fish again. Oh. Or, oh, okay. Grotesque object, fluffy, suddenly floated at close range, almost like a breath of air. Sora, what are you doing? Something.
これがフランクフルトの原材料になった島ガツオです。
Explain what's in that one. This is the shimagatsu, which is used to make frankfurters. Sora begins to explain the deep sea fish in front of her. Do I really want to bother with trying to switch the contrast to OCR that? No, I won't. I will literally just let that explanation just sit.
スズキ目島ガツオ科の深海魚です。
Okay, that's the first line, I think. A deep sea fish in the family of the striped bass family. The big black eyes were looking at me with a wondering look. Was it this thing, or was it this thing I just ate? I felt like I was going to be sucked in by the big black eyes. Well, Tsukumi's obviously going to appear, but I have to, like, mess with my dinner here. So I have to pause. Okay, I'm back.
倉成さん、お役に立てましたか？
Plus, huh? Or was I able to help you? Thank you much. My stomach is full. I just lost my appetite.
だらしないわね、あれくらいで。
I hope there wasn't some Easter egg in that fish description. I can't help that.
そんなことじゃ回転寿司なんて食べられないわよ。回転寿司って代用ネタが多いから。
You can't eat conveyor belt sushi with that kind of thing because there are so many substitutes for conveyor belt sushi. Is that so?
マグロの代用で赤マンボウ、ヒラメの代用でおひょう、アワビの代用でロコガイとかね。
Red mangpungi in place of tuna, halibut in place of flounder, loco mussels in place of abalone, and so on.
まだまだたくさんあるけど、もっと聞く？
There's a lot more, but do you want to hear more? No. I've been eating all kinds of mysterious creatures I didn't know existed. Somehow I'm starting to feel like I can't trust everything I've been eating. So I presume basically what you said is, if you can't handle eating this fish, then you can't even eat conveyor belt sushi because there's just so many substitutes in there. So there's so many mysterious fish in there. Is what she's trying to say, I presume.
アワビはロコガイと。
But those lines didn't make sense. Abalone is loco gaito. Just very expensive. I looked at the boy and saw that he was writing down what you had just said. I feel like I'm writing down anything. I feel like he's writing down anything he doesn't know. Speaking of which, have you finished removing the gases? Problem is, this kanji was like completely deleted for some reason. We're just like, nope, boom, gone. Make it a little deeper here. Too much. Okay. Oh no, that probably didn't do anything. Toxic gases. There we go.
それがまだ終わってないのよ。空の話じゃあと2時間はかかるみたいよ。
I don't think it's done yet. According to Sora, it will take a few more hours. So,
さっきまでグースか寝ていたあんたには言われたくないけど。
told by you who were sleeping like a baby until just now, but sorry.
まあ、それはさておき、実はね。
Besides the point, actually. You glanced at the boy and rang in a whisper.
すぐ移動できないことを知ると、少年が「ここは嫌だ、ここの階にはいたくない」って言い出して。
Said he couldn't move right away. He said, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on this floor. I don't want to stay on this floor.
それでココがトランプやろうって切り出したわけ。
Coco cut him off to play cards. See, so Coco suggested to distract the boy. Now, the boy knows what's about to happen. If I get there in this recording, Coco, which I should, Coco on the other hand, seeming to really want to do something like super memory. So I was thinking that.
あ、
Suddenly, the boy looked up at the ceiling.
あれ、月が見える？
Can you see the moon? Huh? The boy's eyes were glued to the air as if he was found something. What's going on?
何？どうしたの？
What's wrong? Why is Nani written out and supposed to having the kanji? So that's annoying.
ちゃん
She just says kid, right?
どうしました？
What's wrong? Because of my noise, Everyone gathered around. Or because of the noise, or his noise.
なんだろ
What's that?
う。なんだかわからないけど、見たんだ。
But I saw it.
見た？何を見たの？
Oh, this is like, oh, okay. What did you see? This is the kid seeing like the little like pipe leak in the warehouse. So don't remember in the original if that happens in the Takeshi route. I know it happens in the kid side. Sure, different. I looked at the space where the boy was looking at, but I didn't see anything.
うん、そうじゃない。見たっていうか、
And I saw it.
嫌なイメージが浮かんだんだ。
I had a bad image in my mind.
ほへ、嫌なイメージ？
Had a bad image. The boy replied and began to draw on the note. There's a picture of a square registry with many lines running through it. Four be in there somewhere? That's in the square. Okay, I have to do something. I have to do another, like, cooking thing. Pause. I'm back. Doll's right leg had a diagonal line drawn on it. So, the previous line is supposed to say he drew a stick figure. Okay, I can tell from context. It got messed up though. Okay.
これは何だろうね。
What's this? Did you remember something?
わからない。だけど見えたんだ。ぼんやりと。
I'm not sure, but I could see it. Then the boy put his head in his hands.
翔ちゃん、大丈夫？
Are you okay?
多分一時的な記憶の混乱だと思うんだけど。
Maybe it was just a temporary memory. A temporary memory. There we go. Low metallic sound fell from the sky. The sound was okay. It's muffled, dull sound. What is it?
みんな落ち着いて。
Better calm down. It says now, but waiting for it to translate. What kind of now is this? What was it?
そら、何があったの？
Sora, what was it?
はい、今レミにアクセスします。
So I'm accessing Lemire now.
わかりました。インゼルヌルとつながるシャフトの一部に歪みが発生したようです。
Got it. It seems that a part of the shaft that connects to incel null has been distorted.
被害は
So that's the same as the original. We have a distortion. Damage?
すみません。ここからでは詳しいことは。
Excuse me, I can tell you more from here.
それじゃあ、制御室に移動しましょう。
Let's move on to the picture gallery. Well, that's really no resemblance there. That though, I mean, this is really good recognition of the character and the contrast. So I can't, if the OCR does this to it, I can't help it. I accompany the boys to the control room. That's probably what the picture gallery means. Or what it was meant to mean. Don't be too hard on yourself, boy.
でも、もう平気です。
It's fine now.
つぐみいないけど、大丈夫かな？
This got reversed. See, Sugumi, is she okay? She's still okay at this moment. Yeah, that's right. But I'm sure she'll pop up again in a heartbeat.
そうだね。つぐみんだからきっとそう。
Sure, you're right. Sugumi's whatever that means. And yep, she was in the control room. Enter the control room. There was Sugumi. It went to the terminal and seemed to be looking something. She went to the terminal and seemed to be looking something up. Sugumi noticed us and silently moved away from the terminal. She had all night to look stuff up, so I don't know why she'd be scared that people saw her looking stuff up. Well, it's kind of late, but anyway, what shall I say to her? I don't know. Checking. Did you have breakfast? I'm going to try to do the positive ones, so I'm going to do, did you have breakfast? Tsugumi.
何よ。
Did you eat breakfast?
は？
What? That was way out of the blue. Because you didn't show your face at breakfast. I don't know.
そんなこと、あなたに関係ないでしょ？
It's none of your business. You say, well, it was delicious though. No, Coco saved a hot dog for you.
つぐみん、後で食べてね。すっごく美味しいから。
She doesn't have it on her right now, does she? Please eat it later. It's very tasty.
そう。ありがとう。
Coco liked Tsugumi's weakness. Well, yeah, in the original she was too. So thank you. For a moment, Tsugumi's face looked embarrassed as she thanked Coco.
はいはい。それじゃあ、そら、ちゃっちゃとやっちゃって。
So get on with it.
はい。
Flora her hands toward the monitor, which is for some reason necessary. Great speed, window screens appear and disappear in rows.
シャフトの歪みによる被害ですが、
Damage due to shaft
あ
distortion.
くまで残存しているセンサーで調べることのできたブロックのみでの話ですが、
I'm only talking about the procs that are able to examine about the sectors that I was able to examine with the remaining sensors.
現在ツバイトシュトック圧力制御用の配管の一部に異常数値が見られます。
Currently, as Vitae stock, we are seeing abnormal values in some of the piping for pressure control. It's pressure control piping.
レミューを覆っている多重隔壁、その内部の圧力調整を行っているパイプです。
Multiple bulkheads that cover Lemu are the pipe. Well, it's basically the pipes that regulate the pressure inside the bulkheads.
数値に変動はないので緊急性は低いですが、センサー類が正常かどうかもわからない状況ですし、モニターの視覚の位置にありますので、実際を確認した方がいいかもしれません。
There is no fluctuation in the value, so it's not urgent. We don't even know if the sensors are normal or not, and it's located in a blind spot of the monitor, so it might be better to check the actual situation.
すぐに修理が必要な場合も考えられますので、どなたか同行していただけますか？
Someone accompany me, as it may be necessary to make repairs immediately. I'll take care of it.
私も行くわ。
It's you.
修理するなら工具類が必要なんじゃないの？私ならいろいろ扱い方を知ってるから。
Don't you need tools if you're going to do the repairs? I know how to. Well, in the original was I know how my way around the warehouse, but she says I know how to handle a lot of things, which is also accurate. And it's mysterious as to why, as it was never answered. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll do it.
ここも手伝うよ。
She's gonna say Coco will come too, and that's making everything line up, isn't it? If it can translate that. I'll help you too. By the translation part, I have to send it off to the internet and send it back, right? I have to send it off to a server that does DeepL. And so because of the slowness of my upload speed, that can get oftentimes very delayed. And here, isn't it dangerous? Takeshi, you're right. And Coco coming along is not a good idea,
付
actually.
近にアラートはないようですが、以前に申し上げた通り、レミューのシステムはかなりの損害を受けています。ですので、システムからの情報は 100% 正確だとは言い切れません。
Sorry, this is taking a while. It's long enough, I'll do a resubmit. Internet issues. Maybe it's just really hard to translate this sentence. I don't know. Or depel is down. Pause the encoding until it succeeds. For some reason, I can't get it to go, so I'm going to try chunking it up into smaller pieces. Hoping that will work. So let's try just 2 lines with this overhanging word. Okay, that doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, doesn't seem to be any alerts near. As I said before, the Lemieux system has suffered considerable damage. Okay. Please check the system. Okay. Translate the bottom 2 lines, which has this overhang. So the second sentence is what I really want. I just can't do it. Okay, let me try the last line. Just by itself. I have to pause the encoding again. I guess we don't necessarily need this line to work. Basically, she's just saying that she doesn't have any sensors telling her what's going on because the move's damaged, and so we don't know what's going on there, basically. But I can't get DeepL to translate it, so. Coco's away at.
ここも行きたい行きたい行きたい
I don't think that's going to be translatable. I want to go there over and over again. What to do? It just doesn't seem that dangerous. I'm just gonna have a look. Why is Takeshi making this decision? Okay, let's go with Coco too.
それじゃあ私はここからモニターしているから何か異変を察知したら連絡入れるわね。
You will be lazy and stay behind. You know she might be useful. I'll be monitoring from here and I'll call you if I notice anything unusual. Okay, my cell number is. No, that won't work. See, I thought cell phones didn't work.
それじゃなくてこれに連絡入れるから。
I call this one, not that one. You pointed to her earpiece.
制御室からならイヤホンを無線機として使えるのよ。
From the control room, you can use the earpiece as a radio.
僕は
He's saying, like, what about me? Is what he's trying.
翔ちゃんも行こ
Huh?
はい。
Yes? Yeah, Coco cannot be translated, so she just gets lost. We are fast on our feet and headed for the location where the plumbing in question was located. For some reason, it was close by, despite Limu being so big. I was told that I would need to be in a hurry, but I guess I should be on my guard. On the way, Tsugumi handed me another rather heavy toolbox. So I'm hauling stuff. Well, I had a feeling. Heavy. We stopped in front of a sizzling door.
こっからシューシュー言ってるね。
Sizzling sound is coming from here.
先にできる限りですが中の状態を確認いたします。
I'll check the condition of the inside as best I can. Sora quietly closed her eyes. Big steam explosion, do you? Asked Gumi half jokingly, and she stared at the door.
平気なんじゃない？
You don't mind, do you? Opening the door? Do you know?
適当に言ってみただけよ。
Just trying to say the right thing at the right time. Sora opened her eyes.
センサーでのチェックが完了しました。
Checks completed by
気圧は
sensor.
若干低下していますが有毒ガスは発生していません。気温、湿度はともにわずかずつですが上昇中。
Barometric pressure is dropping slightly, but no toxic gases are being produced. Temperatures and humidity are both increasing slightly, but only slightly.
パイプの一部が破損したために微量の漏水がありますが排水口などで吸収されています。
A small amount of leakage due to the inkstone damage to some of the pipes, but this has been absorbed by the drains.
それなら扉を開けても問題はないってことね。
I guess there's no problem opening the door. Tsugumi open the door. The wind blew for a moment. The air outside is sucked inside. Huh, so using the pipe room for this room, like the pipe room model, that's instead of the warehouse one. That's interesting and different. This is a warehouse in the original. Now it's a pipe room. The room was filled with colorful Bapa pipes running in all directions. That's probably because they copied up. They tripled up that those hiragana there. Looking at the wall, there was, or a katakana, or whatever they are. Looking at the wall where the sizzling sound is coming from. Or I looked at the wall. Several faint cracks had appeared in pressure control pipes, and water was dancing like fog. There's still like the stacks of boxes. In order to make this work, don't they need stacked boxes to make this plot happen? We'll see how they deal with that. This level of concern does not seem so alarming.
雨が降ってるよ。
Oh, it's raining.
月様、雨が。 霧雨じゃ濡れていこう。なんちゃって。
Let's get wet in the drizzle. Interesting. Why is he here? What's wrong, boy? I was curious about the boy who was looking around curiously, so I called out to him.
あ、ちょっと何か思い出したような気がしたんだけど。
And I thought I remembered something a little bit. What did you remember? Whoops. I didn't actually hit exit. I got out of the menu by hitting the B button. Exit would have done something I didn't want to do.
わかんない。何か浮かんでもすぐ忘れちゃうみたいなんだ。
I don't know. I seem to forget things as soon as they occur to me.
だからいつもメモしてるんだけど。あ、メモ忘れちゃった。
Just writing it down because I'm always writing it. I forgot. Oh, I forgot my memo. If it's like that, I'm sure I'll be able to remember soon.
ありがとう、たけしさん。
Mr. Thank you, Takeshi-san. By the way, apparently this wasn't necessary, was it? Put the heavy toolbox on the floor.
いえ、破損しているのは事実なようですので、修理をお願いします。あくまで緊急性が低いというだけですから、このまま気圧が下がり続けると、施設悪化へつながる可能性もあります。
See if the translator can get through all of that. No, it is true that it is damaged, so please repair it. If the pressure continues to drop, it could lead to a facility collapse.
それでどうすればいいの？
So what can I do?
圧力制御用のパイプのバルブを止めてから、溶接で穴を塞いでください。
Stop the pressure control pipe valves and then weld the holes to tolerate the pressure control pressure control whatever. Close the valves past the holes to reopen the valves. Fumi opens the toolbox and begins to unfold some tools.
他のパイプ類は可燃性の液体が充満しているものが多いので、念のために止めておいてください。
Many of the pipes are filled with flammable liquid, so please stop for your own good.
配管専用の制御室が近くにあるので、そこの端末経由で操作いたします。
We have a dedicated piping control room nearby, which we operate via a terminal there.
しばらくここから離れることになりますが、よろしいですか
Having trouble with this one for some reason. I'm going to be gone for a while. Is that right? Is that
こっちは
okay?
その間に圧力制御用のパイプを止めてるから。
So I presume that please stop for your own good, which is like, please like close off the pipes when you're fixing things or something like that. We're shutting down the pressure control pipes while we're at it.
わかりました。 では、あとお願いいたします。
Okay, I understand. Then please take care of the rest. Just saying this Sora left. It's like Sora set a trap in this. So Sora gives much fewer, doesn't give instructions like this in the original. Now Sora gave instructions. It's like Sora set a trap. See, it seems like. So what do I do?
パイプが少し歪んでしまっているわ。先に金具を締め直すから、パイプを持って支えてくれる？
The vape is a little warped. Can you hold the pipe and support it while I go ahead and retighten the fittings? Got it.
ここは？
僕は
What do I
向こう
do?
の、このパイプがつながってるバルブがあるの。わかる？あれを全部閉めてほしいの。
There's a valve where this pipe connects. You see, I want you to close all of them.
了解。
Yes, I'll take care of it.
了解
I'll take care of it. I'm gonna start working on it.
キュッキュッキュー。
キュッキュッキュッ
Yuko and her friends close the valves, and her friend close the. Oh, it is friends plural, isn't it? Close the valves one after another while singing.
こちらの作業は終わりました。溶接を始めても大丈夫です。
Sora came back. Interesting. We're done here. You can start welding. Suddenly I hear Sora in my ear. I looked around the room but could not see the Sora. Is that what earphone communication is all about?
あ、田中さんが私を呼んでいます。向こうに行かなくてはならないのですが。
Something about you happened. Tanaka-san is calling me. I have to go over there. She only be confused, like weird. Good time to break your rule where you can only be one place at once, Sora. Oh, go ahead. I think I can handle this one.
はい。では、あとはお願いしますね。
Take care of the rest then. Please take care. Okay. While Sora and I were talking, Tsugumi was still working away at her task. Put some pipe valves, reattach pipes, weld holes, and so on. Pretty good at that.
何が？
What? Clothing, where'd you learn that? Homeschool, part-time job?
そんなこと、あなたに関係ないでしょ。
It's none of your business. And it will probably, in the original, it was never answered. No, that's right, but I can't get the story started. It's a good way to put it. I can't get the story started. Why did Tsugumi try to move on from others like this? Fine, but I'm curious about something. She can do everything much better than I can. I think she looks kinda sad.
ちょっと、聞いてる？ぼーっとしていないで、 次のパイプをお願い。
Listening to me? Don't just stand there and wait for the next pipe. Yeah, I got it. Mister repaired several pipes, but the sizzling sound of steam leaking out of them showed no signs of abating.
まず、そこの青いバルブを反時計回りにひねって。
Just twist the blue bulb there counterclockwise.
そしたら、次に赤いバルブを時計回りにひねって。
Then twist the red valve clockwise.
それじゃあ、ココと少年、少しそこで待ってて。
That's different than the original, where it was open the red valve, open the blue valve, close the red valve, and then you had to figure out what the direction was. Here they already gave you the direction straight up. The Coco and the boy wait there for a moment.
準備 OK だよ。
Ready to go.
わかった。
Well, I'll translate that nonsense anyway. It's probably nonsense. Got it.
あなたは、今言った順番でバルブをお願い。
I can do the bulbs in the order I just told you. Can do the bulbs in the order I just told you. Bulbs meaning valves. Blue, right? Oh.
そうよ。緩めて、それから閉めるの。
That's right. Loosen it and then close it. Start on the blue valve in front of me. Loosen this. Which way should I turn it? Oh yeah, I have to. So counterclockwise is the second one. There's no point in getting these wrong. Exactly like the original here. Just counterclockwise. To the car cup. Basically, I turned the blue valve counterclockwise. Sizzling sound becomes quieter. Close the red valve. Valve is right next door. So the top one's clockwise. I do clockwise. I think it's fine. Turn the red valve. Momentum of the water that was misting from the vapor pipe becomes weaker. Okay, this should be good. Okay.
ココ、少年、あとちょっとだけ支えてて。
Good boy, help hold up just a little longer.
はい。
Hi is yes, by the way. Tsugumi operates the burner with her right hand while holding her left hand in front of her eyes. Cracks in the vapor pipe closed up quickly.
これでおしまい。
That's it.
すぐみん、終わったの？
Tsugumi finished?
溶接は終わったわ。あとはバルブを戻して、 漏れがないか確かめてみましょう。
Now that the welding is done, let's put the valves back on and see if there are any leaks.
了解です。
Congratulations.
了解です。
Thank you.
キュッキュッキュー。
キュッキュッキュッ。
Somehow I get the feeling that Tsugumi is soft on Coco. I put the valve back on with that thought in my head. The drizzle did not come when the bulb was put back on. You can see that there's no rain on the screen. It appears that the hole for the pressure control pipe had been properly closed. Tsugumi was putting tools back in the toolbox. Coco was helping along.
すぐみん、これここでいいの？
Tsugumi, are you sure it's the right place?
そこでいいわ。ありがとう。
That's fine, thank you. That's the scene warmly. It's that time.
みんな、すぐにそこから避難して、早く！
Guys, get out of there now. Come on. This is different. I heard you shrieking cry from the earphone. I knew suddenly how. I heard the words of the question.
何？
Tsugumi says, what?
ああ
It's just what, right? Yes. Hard thud hits us as we hit the floor. The entire room creaks violently and the pipes distort. The ceiling was ripped open and iron debris fell down. This place is dangerous to Coco. I quickly and protectedly hugged Coco.
避けて！
Get out of there. What? And then she pushes both of them? Oh, at least they're showing some mercy on Takeshi with the plot here. They're not having Takeshi grab a pile of boxes. The pile of boxes didn't collapse and collapse all the pipes. It's all Takeshi's fault. The original was this was all Takeshi's fault. At that moment, my body was flung off with Coco in my arms. Immediately afterward, the sound of a heavy, hard fall echoed through the room. The entire room vibrates in small increments. On impact, some of the pipes of the break and spew out water. place where Coco was sitting, the place where me and Coco were just now. There you will find Tsugumi. Tsugumi was lying there. Coco was still in my arms, her body trembling and looking at the scene in front of her. Just before the ebony-like steel material gouged my back, Tsugumi poked us. What? Basically, it's just before the steel material crushed my back, Tsugumi pushed us out of the way. She defended. I put myself in harm's way. She put herself in harm's way, I think is what it should be.
Tsugumi.
The kid says, Tsugumi. Takeshi says, Tsugumi! Tsugumi just says, eh. Thin piece of steel material became the murder weapon through Tsugumi's right thigh.
しくじったわ。
I screwed up. Tsugumi frowned. She held her bladder. Maybe that sound was not quite right, so this probably means she held her thigh. She's bleeding quite a bit. The seawater spilling from the vapor pipes turned red. Hey, are you okay? It's like... He does not say this in the original. He does not say, are you okay? What?
見えるの？
Does this look okay to you?
聞くのね。
The way the setup is, it's really hard to hear her voice over the beeping. You've asked a lot of stupid questions. Stop laughing. I'll get you out of... I'll get you out of here, is what she'd say. I ran to Tsugumi through the water and tried to pull out the steel material. No matter how much force I put into it, the iron spear would not budge. Steel material is deeply embedded in the floor. So making it so it's not heavy, they're making it so it's like stabbed in. For some reason, DeepL translates that to damn. It's no use. Water level is steadily rising, already trying to fill my ankles fill from my ankles to my knees. Coco says Tsugumi. Coco crawled and tried to get closer to Tsugumi.
来ないで。
Don't come here. Tsugumi's cold, pointing, cutting words, Coco struggled and stood her ground.
逃げなさい。ここ。
Run away, Coco. I'll take Sarah Tsugumi, so Coco, run as fast as you can. And he's also talking to the kid as well, as we can see from the start. Called out to the boy who was stunned. Boy! Here, go get the others.
わかった。
Understand. Boy pulled Coco's hand, who stood spaced out, and walked out of the room.
あなたも早く逃げたら。
You run away as soon as possible too.
私はここから動けないし。
I can't move from here. There is no secret. That's just a wrong concept. Can't leave you. I won't leave you. Even if you say so, this room is not going to last very long.
それにこの怪我じゃどうせってわかる。
Besides, with this injury, it's too late anyway. Something like that. Die in a place like this. We who were rescued will be in trouble. That's probably an unfortunate translation, but I don't know how exactly you would say it else otherwise. Time. Think. I mean, the original makes sense because it's all about the weight of, like, the beam sitting on top of her. The way the CG was drawn is just there would be, there was like a skewered one, and there was a beam. The skewer thing was just kind of, though, trapped between the beam and her leg. Like, you could lift the beam off once the water level came over the beam because the mass of the beam decreased, the effective weight, not the mass, the effective weight of the beam decreased by the weight of the water occupying the volume of the beam. But if it's like a skewered into the ground problem, then obviously how the water level rising is going to help it. See how the physics of the sea works anymore. When Tsugumi's waist down, she was already almost underwater. I grabbed the iron spear again. I knew this was the only thing I could come up with. Exertion noise, probably. Oh, this actually translates to damn it. I pulled the steel material with all my might.
何無駄なことをしているの。
So what are you trying to prove, right? What a waste of time. Oh, okay.
私の前から消えなさい。お触りだから。 What in the world? Get out of my sight as fast as you can. And
And of course it says I'm an eyesore, but it would be like you're an eyesore. What in the world? Never leave you. I can't leave you. It's getting my teeth and talk to civilian.
どうして赤の他人の私なんか気にする必要なんてないじゃない。
Why? I'm a stranger. Why should you care about me? You see, you're cute. I'm not a stranger. We're friends, aren't we?
私には仲間なんていないわ。
It's impossible to hear that voice line with the siren blaring. Friends? I don't have any friends. I never have and I never will. Feel me laugh without effort. Listen. Yeah, so this one got misdone, that one got misdone, so... But her voice was trembling, as it appears what I was trying to say.
あなたはあなたと違う私なんてほっといて逃げればいいの。
So, you're not like me, you're not like you, and I'm not like you. Just leave me alone and get lost. You're not like me, and I'm not like you. Already long gone. I'm, you know, a wimp. What? That's a Takeshi line. What? Okay. Mateo moved a little, and the reaction caused Simo's face to contort in extreme pain. Then we can hold out, pulling it out, and she bleeds all over. But there's no time to hesitate. For a bit, it would be. Sorry, but I'm almost there. Please be patient. Fury's face contorted in pain. The exhales perhaps caused by the pain. Time. Yeah, we'll bother with this. I'm trying to think about maybe like turning the siren off, but I have to read all the Japanese and I'm not gonna bother. That siren is really annoying though. I had difficulty getting my hand off the steel and then regaining the firm grip on it. I gripped it tightly. Exertion noise. Oh, and actually, okay. Here's the exertion noise. That is a very don't want. It's a little bit too close to comfort on that word there. That transliteration. With all the strength of his body, he pulled the steel material. For some reason, strength is just because of calm. It is the Japanese character for strength, the Chinese character for strength, isn't it? Though that hiragana just happens to resemble it. That's a very unfortunate onomatopoeia. I mean, onomatopoeia for exertion out of that, apparently. That's what I yell when I lift something heavy. Full force, full throttle, full body, all my strength, my whole body, my whole cloud, my everything. I'm assuming whole cloud is more like whole soul. They're making a big deal, much bigger deal out of this than the original. Ah! Annoying sirens, though. This made me scream as steel material slipped out. I fell backwards and into the water in reaction. Okay, I have to pause this so I can eat, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if it's capturing my cursor. Yeah, it is. I happen to know that this is water, and this is the middle, or inside of. So this says inside the water, which typically, if we were to say it in English, you would say into the water. So I know some symbols, I just don't know an awful lot. Like, I don't know any of the other ones in these sentences, for example. Kanji, that is. Like, I'm supposed to know, like, the hiragana and katakana. There's no katakana in this, it's all hiragana. But I have a hard time remembering them. This is an A one, but I forgot what the consonant is. This is an R, but I forgot what the vowel is. This is a day. It's like te with a modification that turns it into day. And so on. This is an n. Got doubled up, that's probably not, can't be helped, but this got really messed up. See what it reads anyway. Appear on the surface of the water, inhale a mouthful of water. So I gotta go into the settings. Make it pick up less. Face the surface of the water and then take a big breath in, but not a big breath of water. Let me just look at the backlogs. That was kind of weird. No, it's not. Okay. This is kind of a weird jump, though. Funny and intensified. I guess the artwork doesn't really correspond to the scene, because like, he just fell back. What it's getting at there is he just fell back in the water, right? Then he just got back up out of the water. He hasn't grabbed onto Tsugumi yet. Even though it shows that shows the artwork of that. Water level goes over my shoulders at once. Water is cold and begins to take the body's temperature rapidly. Just because you've pulled out the steel material doesn't mean you're done yet. It's not over yet. Feeling it was an injury one leg is unable to swim or walk. Headed for the door with Tsugumi on my back. She somehow got onto his back, although that was never said. Because of the buoyancy, Tsugumi was very light. I said I forgot what the consonant was. It was hey, but it's not. It's ha. So maybe that. I guess I was wrong. I guess, well, whatever. Moral of the story is I don't remember my hiragana. Therefore, everything I say about hiragana should be taken with a giant bucket of salt. Tugging I felt on my back was very cold. Breathing sounds were also weak. The sound of her breathing was weak. There's no time. I have to treat Tsugumi soon. Can't, because the door's going to close on me. Reach the door as if you were swimming standing up. As if I were. I reached the door as if I were swimming standing up, which is a weird thing to say. Presuming means like treading water. Kick the door switch with my I could kick the door switch with my foot. Open the door. Prepared for a stream of water, but it ended up being a village thought. Because the outside of the door was also flooded. I don't know what it meant by village thought. Was like it misread one of the cards, right? Well, I know what I was going for, so. Oh, I don't mean that the flooding has started in all the plots. I mean that the flooding has started in all the rooms. Such a hopeless thought passed through my mind. Okay, it's okay. Because this hiragana got doubled, the rest of it just didn't work. I muttered to myself encouragingly. I was so excited. Which is probably that's the end thing. That's a deep L artifact. Oops. So it's just I muttered to myself encouragingly. I'm gonna try this one keys to it again. I think that forgive me, it's okay, we'll be out of here soon. If we do, there's a first aid room. Go there, you'll be able to treat these injuries in no time at all.
あなたって
Tsugumi actually says something. You
あ
are...
なたって偽善者
a puppet good guy. see if I can redo that. It's better. Oh, I got the middle one wrong. A hypocrite. Same thing, right? Hypocrite is like someone who wears a mask. It's like someone who wears a puppet on his hand. The problem is that Tsugumi says this a lot. Or this word, they translate, like to translate it to hypocrite when things translate to people and machines translate to English. The problem is that it's not like Takeshi wears a mask. Hypocrite is somebody who tries to claim they are one kind of person, usually by their talking, but then what they do when no one's watching is different. Typically what they claim publicly to be is very pious, and what they do when no one's looking is very evil. So they're all about their public image, but not their actual morality. Takeshi doesn't have any hidden morality. Like, he doesn't have, like, he actually does evil in his garage. So I don't know what, it's kind of, that's how hypocrite means, but whatever. So I don't know what Tsugumi means by that. A shorter explanation is someone who does one thing, says one thing, and does another. I feel Tsugumi's strength leave her back. Or leave my back, I should say. Tsugumi, stay with me. I frantically called Tsugumi's name. Tsugumi does not speak. Of course, it's, yeah. Expletive, and then can't I help her? Can't save one girl? Suddenly my eyes glaze over. He's crying. He's frustrated. I guess you could take his last name, Kurinari. Sounds Kurinari. This does mean hearing, I believe. Suddenly, though cut off, Yu's voice reached my ears. You, is it you? Thank goodness, looks like you picked the right one. Yeah, but didn't actually pick the right one, didn't it? I was trying to go for, though. Is everything okay over there? Doesn't matter, where should he go? God, we're safe. Tsugumi. Is Tsugumi safe? Guess you would have to say no. It's okay, you're safe. Good talking to you, thank you. Sorry, please replace you. Bring it back to you, okay? Okay?
黒なり
Who says Bernari. I'm in a time-sensitive situation here. How can I get you to the place I'm in?
黒なり今あなたのいる場所多分浸水している思うんだけど
Bernari, where are you now? Probably flooded, I think.
その通路も
Passageway is also in the same direction as when it was flooded. Stairs, so you can go out into the public corridor, and they can come to you from above. Okay. You have a wounded man over here. Get the first aid room ready.
分かったわ
Wounded person, that is. Okay. You're almost there. Springs off Tsugumi and slam for the stairs. It's out of the water. I put the gag down and look at the world. The gag? Okay. Flesh is gouged and bleeding badly. Oh, okay, so... Try this again. Yeah, I set Tsugumi down and looked at her wounds. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Oz, I take off my own shirt and fasten it around Tsugumi's thigh singular. There's a little distinction between singular and plural in Japanese with things, and so it would be ambiguous, but a human would know that you don't wrap it around both thighs. That doesn't make sense in context. What? Just, oh, oops. Didn't get any of the symbols wrong. It's just kind of a awkward translation. Say it's like, it's comforting, but it's first aid.
倉成さん
Mr. Kurinari. I ran up the stairs. This guy, Sora, was waiting for me in the passageway.
こちらです救護室までのルートを案内します
This way, I'll show you the route to the first aid room. You need more than first aid for this, but whatever. I was guided by Sora and started running with Tsugumi on my back. It says Tsugumi twice. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. There. There was no reply, but I kept calling Tsugumi's name. Yeah. This is different. In the original, she does not pass out. If you're curious, if you don't remember that. Tsugumi, we're almost there. Tsugumi, he's gonna say it's okay again. Make it, Tsugumi. This could have been irresponsible, could have been hypocritical, or hypocritical, whatever. As long as there was any hope, I never wanted to give it up. Ran to the first aid room.
ここに寝かせて。
Let her lie down here, is what it would say. But it drops the pronoun, so it's like weird. Of course, you puts her out, puts Tsugumi out in the original, but she doesn't pass out until that happens. In use direction, the injured Tsugumi is placed on a long, narrow bed. Yu takes a specific blood band from the medical equipment rack on the podium, takes my shirt, and retightens it around my thigh, around her thigh. So, does Takeshi wear an undershirt because his shirt is long sleeved, or is he just kind of walking around without a shirt? You might go, why does that matter? Guys walk around without shirts all the time. Because he's super good looking, apparently. That's why that matters. As an ugly dude, it wouldn't matter. The bed was then moved into the apparatus. Yu sits at the terminal next to the device and types in the command. So the LMRI was broken. So I guess they decided to not go through that hassle this time. But inside the device, an arm operates a scanner like light illuminates Tsugumi's body. Transparent images of various images are displayed on the terminal monitor.
大腿骨に損傷。複雑骨折しているわね。
Damage to the femur. You have a compound fracture.
それと動脈が切れているわ。切開縫合が必要ね。それと輸血も。
And you have a severed artery. She has a severed. The use should be like she's severed artery. She needs sutures and some blood, right?
レム ARV を外科に設定。血液型検査も必要ね。
Same injuries as the original. Compound femur, femoral artery, presumably. Well, it doesn't say which artery. If it's a femoral artery, then she ordinarily would not have survived this. She would have been already dead by the time she got there, which is a hint. Limb ARV set up for surgery. Need blood typing too.
生命センサーの応答値が低下し続けています。
So I skipped. Yeah, and I always worry about like the bone setting in these situations. It's like, yeah, you can close it up, but like, don't. She could end up with one leg shorter than the other, or like a bone crooked. Response value of the life sensor keeps decreasing. If this continues, I know. I'll do the settings right away. Here's Tsugumi. For opens and Coco burst into the room. Ah, Tsugumi! Well, this is an unnecessary complication. They're gonna have to like pull Coco out of there. Coco looked at Tsugumi. Pale and lifeless face and bloody wounds. Body is extremely cold.
クラナリ、
You tell me to get out of here? Get out of there? Kurinari, which for some reason, Kurinari translates to I'm going to go to the store.
ココを部屋から出して。
Get Coco out of the room. You pointed to the exit with a sharp look. Okay, I'll take care of the rest.
ええ、私のできる限りはやるつもりよ。
I'll do the best I can. Well, at least in this version, she has a machine to do the work for her. In the original, she did not. So she just stared at. But there's a kind of a twist to the original. But they would still have, in the original, they still would have had to set the bone. Once they set the bone, basically, Tsugumi just heals before Yu's eyes. Miraculously, as it seemed. Coco and Tsugumi are fine, so let's leave the rest to you and wait outside.
つぐみ。
It says Tsugumi left the first aid room with sobbing Coco.
つぐみは大丈夫だよね。
Tsugumin Ha? Is that how that transliterates to? Sure, she'll be fine, right? No. I hug Coco. Way more hugging in this. Coco does something we can't translate. Okay, it's not like Coco hugs me back because it's not the same kanji. So, come on. It won't do this line for some reason. Try to manipulate it a little bit. Like a really small box I'm translating. Coco was trembling. There we go. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that one. Probably my internet, honestly. Not the actual line. It just tended to just kind of act up right then. No, my hands were shaking too. It's almost shaky and put. Oops. Well, at least I get to read on the backlog, which translates better. Or OCR is better. Oops. Absolutely, it's going to be okay. I repeat the same words to Coco and to myself. After a long, it's okay. After a long time that seemed like an eternity, you emerged from the relief room with Sora. The surgery is over without incident, said Yu with a tired look on her face. Now, when it comes to surgeries, though, it's like a sliding scale. Like sometimes you have a bigger scar, sometimes a smaller scar. It depends on how good the surgeon is. Tsugumi is
大丈夫ですよ。絶対安静ですが、命に別状はありません。
going to be she's going to be fine. She's going to rest absolutely still, but she's not going to die.
よかった。
I'm glad. Leave Coco crumples on the spot without effort. Without effort? That's kind of an awkward way to say that, but okay.
ココ
Coco, this is the kid. The boy supported Coco as quickly as he could.
なんだろう。急に、くにゃくにゃ、へにゃへにゃする。
I wonder what it is. Suddenly it's all squishy, squishy, squishy. That's probably not meant to be like translated into other words. Tsugumi is on absolute bed rest right now. And Coco, you should probably get some rest too.
それじゃあ倉成、その後で制御室に来て、今後について話したいから。
Wait, that's like this is confusing. That was like sounded like Sora's voice actor, but that's Yu's like line symbol thing. Then Kurinari, come to the control room afterwards and we'll talk about the future. Ah. Took Coco to the restroom, that is a break room. The boy followed me too, worried about Coco. When I went to sleep in the break room, Coco sat slumped in a chair. I presume he didn't actually go to sleep. He like laid down or something and translated to go to sleep. Well then, boy, I need you to stay with me here. Coco with the boy and headed for the control room. I think it was supposed to be, boy, I need you to stay with her here. When I moved to the control room, Sora and you were already waiting for me. Then you will start reporting on the current situation.
つぐみは今、麻酔で眠っているわ。多分、明日まで起きないと思う。
Tsugumi is sleeping under anesthesia right now. She probably won't wake up until tomorrow.
外科手術の方は、医療ロボットがやってくれたとはいえ、40針ほど縫った傷、複雑骨折他合わせて、全治2ヶ月といった診断ね。
She'll wake up at like midnight, though. Although the surgical operation was performed by a medical robot, it was diagnosed with a wound that required 40 stitches, complicated fracture, and a total recovery time of 2 months, she said.
元のように歩けるようになるには、さらに数ヶ月かかりそうだけど。
Actually, the she said at the end is not there. It's interpretation of the extra kanji, the extra not extra kanji, extra hiragana there. I'm going to take me a few more. It's going to take a few more months to. It's going to take her a few more months to be able to walk like she used to. It's unfortunate that she's not. What? Let's see here. Yeah, it looks right as far as the symbols are concerned. I guess so. Something kind of got mixed up there. It should be. It's fortunate she's not. It's fortunate she's not in life-threatening condition. Somehow a double negative got introduced. Maybe some
そう
grammar
ね
thing.
つぐみには救助が来てレミューから出られるようになるまで安静にしてもらうことになるわね。
And Tsugumi will have to rest until help arrives and gets her out of Lamu. I guess our options going forward are to wait for rescue or call for rescue.
それなんですが、
Yeah, I knew they were gonna go this route. It's gonna stall. Their Kashmir Vol plan is all thwarted because Tsugumi can't move.
現在コスミッシャーバルのあるドリットシュトックへ向かうルートすべてが浸水し封鎖されています。
Yeah, I missed this one by accident. That's it. Okay. Translated sky to empty that time for some reason. Apparently, the entire route to Draite Stock, where the Kashmir Vol is located, is flooded and blocked. Oh, that too. Okay. Well, that's what you get for lazing around and not getting there quick enough, you guys. Can't translate that? What do you mean? I don't know. What do you mean?
小町さんの大怪我の原因にもなった事故なんですが、
It was the accident that caused Mrs. Komachi-san serious injury.
シャフトの歪みが発生した時、メタンハイドレードのプラント内でメタンガスの漏出が起きていたようです。
It appears that a methane gas leak was occurring in the methane hydrate plant, where the shaft distortion occurred. The methane hydrate plant! Of all things, decide to make that a thing that matters.
このブロックの異常センサー類の一部に不具合が発生していたため、ガスの漏出が見落とされていました。
The gas leak was overlooked because some of the sensors in the block were defective.
漏出したガスが破損によりむき出しになっていた配線に触れたことにより起爆、火災が発生しました。
Never stop making that methane hydrate. Whatever the circumstances, the leaking gas touched the exposed wires which detonated and caused a fire.
火災はすぐに消火装置が働いて鎮火しました。幸いなことに被害が大きかったのは私たちのいるブロックの反対側なので、近辺で目立った被害はありません。
Deep Bell might struggle with this one. The fire was quickly extinguished by the fire suppression system. Fortunately, the worst damage was on the opposite side of the floor from where we were located, so there was no noticeable damage in the immediate
た
area.
だ、事故により浸水エリアが増えたため、ドリットシュトックへ向かうルートすべてが現在封鎖されています。
Just visit all routes to Drite stock are now closed due to the increased flooded area caused by the accident. Wait, you can't get to the lower floor? That's really weird. Okay, because like more than half of the original game occurred on the lower floor from the beginning. The only option left is to wait for rescue. But we have food and water here, and we have 5 more days, right? We can manage. I said it as cheerfully as I could.
そのことなのですが、今回の事故による影響を含めた施設の崩壊時間の再計算を行ったのですが。
Thinking about that, we have recalculated the collapse time of the facility, including the effects of this accident.
崩壊時間は残り約91時間に早まりました。
That's 91 hours. Yeah, 91 hours. The time collapse has been shortened to about 91 hours remaining. It'd be hard to translate. Only 91 hours left?
本当なの？
Really?
はい。3日後の AM7 時前後にこのレミューは崩壊します。
Okay, if we make it 91 hours, if there's a way to like back calculate like how far we are from the original estimate, is it 119 hours? I don't have the time to go back and try to do that math, but it'd be interesting to find out. Because if you recall, in the original, it was 119 hours from the morning of day 2. In this remake, it's 170 hours and 17 minutes from the afternoon of day 1. For the afternoon of day 1 to the morning of day 2, that is fewer than, forget the 17 minutes. What's 170 minus 119? 41? 51. It's 51. That's fewer than 51 hours. So basically, there's extra time given, right? I wonder if they shortened back to if it were exactly 119, but whatever. We're back on the original time scale. Translate is what I want. Yes, in 3 days at around 7 a.m., which is correct, Lemu will collapse. I looked at you, and we looked at each other, but no words came out. Silence took its place. Doesn't bother me much if my schedule goes off by 2 to 3 days, but it's a different story if it's a death sentence. Give me a break. What would you do if you had 2 to 3 days left to live? Well, this might give you a good example of what that looks like. It's kind of realistic, actually. I held my head with both hands.
手詰まりかな。
Suamari Kana. Interesting. Those symbols. Oh. Symbol got messed up. Let me try that again. Stalemate, I guess. Or it's like we're stuck, I guess. You muttered, holding her temples. Oh, you're gonna die anyway, so whatever. No. I'm tempted to run away from the status quo right now. I don't know if status quo would have been the best translation, but continue. I mean, run away from reality, that is. But there is no escape here. Remaining hours, 91. There is no way out. Two. Take one big deep inhale. If this happens, let's run away from it all, from the desire to run away. Scramble for what time we have left. I'll be right back. Well, I'll be right back is probably a tack on. Let's scramble for what time we have left. I had to reopen. We had to do what we could and should do now. Sora, how are you communicating with the outside world?
引き続き現状可能な通信で SOS は発信しています。受信もすべてのチャンネルをオープンにしてあります。
SOS is transmitting from the currently available communication. All channels are open for reception. So could you find a possible route through a place that is unscannable?
わかりました。調べてみます。
Understand, I'll look into it. That said, Sora went to the terminal. Thank you, Sora. I thanked Sora. Okay. Thank Sora back? That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And good job, you. You, what's wrong?
あ、うん。さすがにちょっと疲れたわね。
I'm a little tired. With emphasis, right? Some particle probably does the indeed kind of emphasis. You just kept her head down and didn't say much. They say okay over and over again, isn't he? It's okay. We've always been okay, so I'll always be okay.
何よそれ。
What's that?
ほんと、クラナリってアドレナリン出まくりなのね。
Really, Kurinari is an adrenaline rush. Well, that's an unfortunate translation, but okay. Adrenaline?
そう。興奮とやる気を高めるアドレナリン。非常事態に直面した時、活動力を高めて危険から体を守るホルモンね。
I guess it's what she meant to say is in an adrenaline rush, not is a adrenaline rush. Unless I read it wrong. Adrenaline is the hormone that increases excitement, motivation, and protection from danger in an emergency. Is a hormone that increase. Okay.
戦う闘争ホルモン、または逃げの闘争ホルモンって言われているわ。
It's called the fight or flight hormone.
クラナリの場合、戦う闘争ホルモンって感じよね。
In Kurinari's case, it's like fighting hormones. No, it's the stray hormones of straying. I'm running away from the feeling of wanting to just throw everything out and run away from it all.
そうなんだ。さて、それじゃあ、私は食事の支度でもやりますか。
I'm not sure. Well, then shall I go and prepare the meal? The Last Supper. Should I go and prepare your last meal? It's definitely late, but what's the rush?
お腹が減ると負の感情に関わる神経細胞が刺激されるって知ってる？
Did you know that when you are hungry, the neurons involved in negative emotions are stimulated?
だからあんたみたいに単純じゃない私は気分を上向きにするために食事をしようと思ったの。
Like, did you know there's such a thing as hangry? So, not being a simpleton like you, I thought I'd have a meal to lift my spirits. Well. What's that? Isn't it simpler that way? Probably should be, what's that? Did you just call me a simpleton? I took a shower, put on a shirt that I washed. Where'd you get the shirt from, though? Yeah, well, yeah, it's like apparently he did that whole conversation in the control room without a shirt. Before washing, the shirt was red with Tsugumi's blood, but all traces of it were gone. That's lame. You should just wear it bloody. Be way more exciting. If only things like this could make that accident go away. If only it had never happened. When I came out of the shower room, you and the boy were making lunch. Little did they know if he would have wrung out that bloody shirt in his mouth. No. That would have done things to him. There was no sign of Coco. See Coco, where'd she go?
つぐみのお見舞いに行ってるよ。
He was going to visit Tsugumi. Is it? But Tsugumi won't wake up until tomorrow, right?
それでも近くにいたいんだって。
She still wants to be close to her. I kind of know how Coco feels. Because Tsugumi was injured while defending Coco and me. He probably thinks that Tsugumi's injury is his fault. We could say it's Tsugumi and I. No, I forgot my English grammar there for that second. Like, obviously, if it's an object, it's me. I can't speak English, as you all know. She probably thinks that Tsugumi's injury is her fault. Cheer her up later.
さあ、用意ができたわよ。
For you. For you? Okay. Oh, is lunch ready? Is lunch ready? That's a long line. I looked at the table to see what was ready, and there was a whole lettuce for the number of people, a fish canzoom with the lid just opened, contents such as mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard. Did you really make this?
そうよ。少年、ココを呼んできてね。お昼にしましょう。
It's like, no, I just opened a can. Yes, boy, let's stay here and have a good old time. Except Coco is in this, so let's not. I'm gonna punch the next
Hi.
line. Try to hit that in the backlog. That's better. Go get Coco and we'll have lunch. There we go.
So
That's
yo.
better.
少年
He says yes. The room to call Coco. Once again, I look at the dishes prepared by you. It's not coarse, it's more like a man's dish. Doesn't look very much like cooking, does it? After lunch, I headed to the infirmary to visit Sugumi and check on Coco. Probably gonna have to stop recording very soon because we're gonna end up in that probably what's gonna be that long conversation with Sora that will inevitably happen here because I'm going to make that choice that takes me into that conversation if it gives me a choice, which it probably will. After all, Coco did not come for lunch, saying she did not need it because she did not have an appetite. So I wanted to see Sugumi's safe face. I was about to open the door to the infirmary when I heard
倉成さん
Sora. Mr. Kuranari-san. I heard a voice behind me. Yeah, it's Sora. Or just Sora. Which for some reason sometimes DeepL translates to empty. Hi, empty. Sora had appeared right behind
小
me.
町さんは当分目を覚まさないと思いますよ。
I don't think Komachi-san will wake up for a while.
まだ麻酔も効いてるはずですし、今はそっとしておくのが一番です。
The anesthesia should still be working. It's best to leave her alone for now. Yes.
ところで倉成さん、これからお時間ありますか？
Oh, you don't even look at her in this one if you go with Sora. You just don't. That's different. Okay. By the way, Mr. Kuranari, you have some time now? Me?
はい。よろしかったら少しお話ししたいなと思いまして。
Yes, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a while, if it's okay with you. What is Sora talking to? Sora's talking to me? What is she talking about? I heard you found a route that might be passable? Question?
それは現在、あらゆる状況や条件を踏まえ割り出し中です。
No, I'm going to waste time doing this other thing. I'm currently working on that, taking into account all the circumstances and conditions. Then,
それはですね。
that's the thing, isn't it?
内緒です。
I'll backlog that because this kanji got messed up. To move my cursor around there. Backlog. Don't tell me. Sora gave a mischievous smile. Sora has a secret story? Oh, so that don't tell me line was supposed to be it's a secret. Okay. That was a bit unexpected.
ここだとなんですから場所を変えませんか？
What's going on here? Why don't we change the location? Stupid pop-up. I'm gonna translate these lines. I'm not going and I'm going. And I'm going to pick I'm going. And then I'm going to save. Oops. I'm going to save. There we go. And that's it.